Good evening. This is CTV News for Thursday, June 9th. I'm Byron Scott.
And I'm Rochelle Metzger. Glad to have you with us tonight. Well, as the first phase of Metro's repair program is underway, Prince George's gets set for its part of the massive overhaul. Surge 2 of SafeTrack will begin on June 18th, and county officials are urging people to be prepared. Denise Douglas explains.
Critical issue for us. This is going to be a trying time for everybody.
Make no bones about it. Prince George's County Executive Rashawn Baker says the next phase of Metro's repairs won't be easy on commuters.
We're going to do everything we can to make sure their commute is as safe and as easy as possible.
Between Benning Road, Minnesota Avenue, and Eastern Market, both tracks of the orange, blue, and silver lines will be closed from June 18th to July 3rd.
As you know, we have some of the highest numbers of federal employees in our county. And those federal employees and those employees who work in the district take Metro. So it's very important for us during these times when they're doing SafeTrack that we figure out ways to be able for them to be able to get back and forth from their jobs.
So the county has come up with alternative routes using the MARC train and buses that people can follow. There will also be a team of workers helping commuters navigate the changes and handing out cards with route information.
These cards list what your bus options will be, whether you need to transfer from here over to the Green Line, what bus will take you there. If you need to take a bus from Chevrolet into downtown, we have that bus line identified for you.
People will also want to consider teleworking and carpooling options.
We want to do everything that we can to have individuals avoid the system if they can during that time period, utilizing other means of transportation.
All are temporary sacrifices that Baker says will be worth it in the long run.
We also want to make sure that we don't have to go through this over and over again. For too long, we've had to deal with issues dealing with the Metro system. It is high time that we fixed it.
Denise Douglas, CTV News.
And Surge 2 will continue through July 3rd. You can visit princegeorgescountymd.gov to find out more about those alternative travel options.
And the Council of Governments directs its staff to convene a regional panel to assess financial and operating data on the Metro Rail system. The group will include management experts from the local government as well as WMATA. The panel will document funding projections for operating the transit system in a safe and reliable manner while implementing the system's rehabilitation program. The report, which is due in October, will also look at ways of accruing more money for the system. And victims of abuse often have to go to a series of locations to receive assistance.
But that all changes today with the new facility that has just opened, and our Patricia Vallone joins us now with more details on that.
Yeah, it's just back from the press conference there, and in the past we've heard about a one-stop shop for the permit process. But now various providers that help abuse victims and their children are now under one roof with close proximity to the Prince George's Courthouse. The new Family Justice Center held its grand opening this afternoon. Services include safety planning, counseling, legal assistance, and social services.
The Family Justice Center will serve as a multidisciplinary one-stop shop to provide coordinated services to victims of domestic violence, human trafficking, sexual assault, and elder abuse in a beautiful, inviting, respectful setting.
This fight has been personal to us as we watch Layla Miller, 3-year-old Layla Miller, who rode in the car with her daddy, who she had every reason to trust. And then by the end of that car ride, she had been shot in the head and had her throat slit. This is a personal fight for many of us as we think about Kanijah Bibbs and we think about Jalen Wright and we think about not only the adults who have suffered in this county, but the children. We have had all total, at least 12 of them over the last 2 years who have suffered and died as a result of this epidemic in our community.
In the Tortle case, I don't believe Montgomery County was aware because that was something that was done here in Prince George's County. But what they were speaking about is that because of their Family Justice Center being up and running, those civil protective orders will come through their Family Justice Center, giving the law enforcement the opportunity to be aware of them and have an idea as to what's going on. But because it's just a civil order, you still then need to go to the police, go to the sheriff, go to our office or the commissioners to do something on the criminal end. So having the Family Justice Center and putting the protective order through there to where everyone is able to see it and be aware of it, it could provide opportunities to look at things both civilly and criminally at the same time.
Now, the Family Justice Center is located at 14757 Main Street in Upper Marlboro. For more information on resources for domestic violence, you can call 211. And of course, if it's an emergency, dial 911 for immediate assistance.
Now, those cases that Ms. Osterbrooks mentioned, those aren't the only horrific cases that have happened here in Prince George's County.
No, unfortunately, there have been 42 deaths in 2015 here in the county, and there were 6,500 peace orders applied for. Prince George's has the highest in the state, so clearly this one-stop shop will be something for the people who are abused to come to and really, make things happen in one shot.
And those deaths that you mentioned were domestic-related deaths?
Domestic-related deaths, yes.
All right, thank you, Patty.
And the third trial in the death of Freddie Gray is now underway in Baltimore with Officer Caesar Goodson. He drove the van in which Gray rode in after his arrest last year and is accused of failing to seatbelt the 25-year-old inside. He also faces the most serious charge, depraved heart murder. Goodson chose to be tried by judge, not jury, and faces up to 30 years behind bars if convicted. So far, there have been no convictions in the Gray case. Officer William Porter's trial ended in a hung jury. Officer Edward Nero found not guilty. In each of those trials, witnesses testified that the van driver is ultimately responsible for a detainee. 3 additional officers are still awaiting their time in court. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Byron Scott.
And I'm Rochelle Metzger.